All right, on this beautiful cold December 19th day, we got us a new DIY project going on here. If you got some missing 3-tab shingles, in this case it is a little different. It is a roof over, so we're going to show uncut, unedited from start to finish how to do this. It should be relatively quick. This one's a little bit different. It's not super steep, but it's a liters pitchy. So for you DIYers that want to do this and feel good about doing it, but you're scratching your head thinking, well, it's a little steep, how do I get up there? These will be a few things you could use, some free, some cost. These are by no means the only method to do it. It's just some that I use on this pitch range where it's, you know, if I fall off, it could kill you. It could break your neck. One story. Honestly, if I'm gonna fall, I'm gonna jump, land on my feet, break my fall, kind of feel a little sore, but I'll be okay. I'll walk away from it. It's not the first time it's happened. So first up, cushion. This is usually free in your neighborhood. If you're in the city, trash days, go out, find a sofa laying out. Politely knock on the door unless it says free. And just be like, hey, is this trash? Don't tell them you're taking the whole thing. Be like, just be honest. Be like, can I take a cushion? Because if they think you're taking it and you take a cushion and leave the rest, they're going to be upset about it. But I will tell you, look past any stains you may uncover when you find that thing. All you got to do is peel the cloth off, peel the cotton off of it. Usually it reveals this. The porousness of this grips the shingle granules and it disperses your weight out. So you can stick pretty steep stuff with it. It's by no means the only thing. If it's steeper, more dangerous, if you do fall, it's like sudden, certain death. Get a safety harness, a hook ladder, all that stuff. The second thing, Cougar Paws. Cougar Paw brand shoes. They have foam bottoms on the bottom here. Now this is a little wore out, but the beauty of these is, on top of gripping well, because it's the same material as that, they're Velcro. I don't know if I can do it in my hand with a glove on, but basically this whole pad is replaceable. When it gets wore out, you can peel this off. It's got Velcro on the bottom, put your replacement pad on. But these things are definitely worth it if you do roofing. You can walk 12-12, 13-12 pretty damn good and comfortable. Be careful if it's wore out, you put your weight on the side, it could slip out. So, as I said, there's many other ways of doing it. No right or wrong way. Just get it done safely. If you're not confident, don't save a few bucks and get hurt, get dead, get paralyzed. Pay a professional to do it. So if they get hurt, it's on them and not you, and you're still alive. Watching the next video. By the way, if you're new to the channel, my name is Brian. I share what I know here for you guys. I've got about 23, 24 years of this to save you guys money and the how-to see how things go before you get up there and get into it and get it over your head. Also a visual to be like, okay, that's really not as bad as some people make it sound. You can do this. We're going to be using the DeWalt battery nailer today. I just picked up this morning, sealer. Got a pitch hopper's the other one down there. Pitch hopper's pretty cool. It's another tool you can use that actually has two different angles to it for different pitches. It's got a cushion underneath. It grips really well. You can sit on this comfortably, stand on this comfortably, put two across, put a board on it. It does not mechanically fasten to the roof, so it can simply slide off. Just be aware. Again, be aware. And of course the ladder standoff, that's a must-have. We're gonna get into this. This repair here, uncut, unedited. I'm hoping to be maybe 25 minutes or so doing a narration with you guys here. If you could give it a quick thumbs up, it shares this with other people with the engagement that want to know how to do this. I'm gonna tackle this first. We'll probably end the video there. The homeowner got these last year, not the right color. He said, can you switch these out as well with what he provided and picked up, which is an autumn brown shingle down here. That'll be another part, or not covered in this video just for the sake of time. All right, again, it's cold out today. It's not freezing, but it's in the 30s, low 30s here in central Indiana, December 19th. This is the last day or two of working for me before Christmas and the holidays comes up. If you guys like this content, let me know. I'll definitely do more of it. Product reviews, shingle reviews, anything like that that you want to see, comment down below. I'll pick the best of the best with the most comments. We'll try to shoot that this winter. And again, the engagement really does help put this out there to other people. So let's get into it without wasting your guys' time. It's not what you came for here, some dumb roofer talk. So, all right, let's get into it. I apologize now for the wind. I can't use my wireless mic because the GoPro does not have a simple way of plugging it in. You have to have a whole nother adapter. It doesn't fit in the head mount, so I apologize. We're gonna have to bear with the wind and my little drooping nose. Flat bar, we're gonna start right here, prep this area, make sure everything's pulled out, driven down, ready to receive the new nails. Look at that, not good install. You should never have a nail that close where water gets in. We will put the new shingle in, it'll cover that hole, but know that there's another keyway right below it, so that's not good. We'll seal it or put a piece of ice and water or something. Probably just seal it. This roof is getting up there in age. I don't have any ice and water on me. I'm pointing it out for all you keyboard roofers, keyboard warriors, weekend warriors. All right, it's really not hard. Part of the reason these are coming out, it's a roof over. Their nails aren't really penetrating deep enough when you go through the other layer of shingle and everything. The nails are too high. Some of them, as you saw up here, in the wrong area. Get situated here so I can not bury my coil nail with junk nails. We're just gonna prep everything as we go. I know you're not gonna be able to see everything I can see because the GoPro's on my head. I do apologize for that. Anything that can just be popped out relatively easy, pop it out. If it's sticking up and it's going to be easier to drive it down, drive it down. What you don't want is a raised up piece of nail sticking up like this. Let me get the GoPro down here and show you why you don't want this. If you look at this nail here, how high it is from right here to the roof right there. When you throw a shingle on here in the hot summer sun, it heats up. It's going to want to pull down with gravity, and this will pop right through the shingle. So either pull them out, or if you drive them down, so it's a smooth area and the shingle will lay. That's what you're after. If you do appreciate the commentary and the why and the thinking and methodology behind this stuff, please do just let me know down below. Let me know where you're watching from and that you do appreciate that so I can do more of it. Because these videos, honestly, do slow me down a ton. Trying to put myself in the viewer's shoes on why we do things so I can let them know, other than just doing the job at task and being out of here, moving on to my next one. These videos also take money, they take time. It's not just this, I have to edit them, splice them together, render them out, then upload them. All that process takes time, money, resources away from my family. Guys in there hidden like that, or just laying in there like this. Get those. One right here. The majority of these I opt to pull. It's easier than trying to, damage the shingle above it. You can't really get a good strike holding those up. I mean, you can. It can be done. This one's kind of damaged too close to that, so we're gonna pop it out. Nail way up there. There we go. Oh, the head broke. Well, you son of a... We're gonna try to drive that one down. So this is where you're gonna have to be a little gentle. Yes, I beat the shit out of that shingle. I'm gonna take that one out. That's good. Smashed up, missing too. These nails are high. Biggest reason why these are coming out. Be careful not to cut this. Now, some of you may follow the videos and may have watched the others I put out this week. If it sounds repetitive, I apologize. I don't know if people are returning viewers or new viewers, so you're trying not to cut your shingle underneath. So I haven't done it yet, but I'll show you a little trick with the flat bar so you don't do that. And it's easier to cut those in the summer than you think because the shingles are hot. This one's kind of damaged. We're going to take it out and I'll show you on this one. I just get my flat bar in the area where I'm going to cut, and you reach up in here, come down, and you're just running it down that flat bar. You don't cut your shingle And then for that little part you can't reach up there, there's another little tip in the notch here. Get it wedged into there, and you can use that going straight up. These shingles are cold. If it tears a little crooked, it's not a big deal. You just don't want it tearing way over where the water comes in right here. Okay, nothing sticking up. Right here's one. About ready to put it back. Reshooting this. Nails are way too high. There's a couple right here. There's one. That one's actually down. It's from the old roof. Here's one I missed. There's one. It's easier to address these now than fighting it when you're putting your shingles in. All right, I think we're good now. All right, we're gonna try this new nailer out. And all this I'll pick up when I get down to the ground. Excuse me for that. Let's try this bad boy out. I just picked it up this morning. I have never shot this. Brand new, tested it, made a very short video in the truck when I picked it up. We're gonna load it up here, try this. So this is the 2 amp battery it came with. It's the only one they had in store in my town. You can buy these online. I'll leave a link in the description down below. Amazon has them. I actually ordered it there, but it wouldn't be here until tomorrow night or tomorrow sometime, and they're calling for snow and rain here. So I opted to cancel that order and pick this one up in Noblesville. But check it out, different versions. Gun only, gun in the 2 amp battery with a charger, or with a 3 amp battery, but I've got a ton of DeWalt 2 4 amp batteries in the truck, so we're gonna try it. There'll be another dedicated review video of this, comparing it to other things, but for now, we're just gonna test it out here. Looks like there's a lock button, unlock, it ramps up. There's a flywheel, I imagine, spinning in there, holding the energy. You can feel it wind up and wind down. So instead of having a magnetic coil and it drives in with a stapler, I talked about that in the short. The reason I think, just me thinking logically, a staple is such a small surface area pushing down, you can achieve that. A nail is much bigger volume than a staple prong, and it's got to have so much more force driving down. So instead of pulling in with a pneumatic force, or pneumatics are great, with a magnetic force pulling it down, I think it's winding up with a brushless motor, storing that energy in a flywheel until it's ready. Somehow a device, a lever, or something smacks it down. The other thing I can kind of confirm that, when you spin it up, if you turn this, you can feel the force of gyroscopic precession through this. When you turn it, you can feel a reaction 90 degrees out. So I think there's a flywheel spinning in there. But anyway, we're gonna try it for the first time right here. Shingle looks good, other than being not nailed. It's not gonna be compromised by the holes. If these holes are damaged farther over, replace them, shim them with aluminum, stuff flashing, ice and water, something, replace it. But they're far enough over, they're just way high. Let's try it out. You can either, you just push down and it activates it, or hit the trigger, it activates it. There's also a depth gauge on this. We're gonna get into it. Not bad. I think it needs a little more power down potentially. Actually, no, that's not bad. You don't want to overdrive it. Well, that's the shit right there. That wasn't good. Now, we got us a little issue already. Not sure what happened there. Didn't drive it down, so I don't know if the mechanism smacking it, whatever it does, had an issue, but just simply undoing the battery, pulling it back, it didn't jam in here. Grab some shingles. We'll get into it. The reason I want to try this, if it is good, I'll let you know. If it's bad, I'll let you know either way. Save you the money or save you the time if it does work good. But instead of doing repair work every few days or every day through the winter or just whenever it comes in, getting the compressor loaded on the truck, making sure you've got power for it, a generator, a battery pack, air hose. The reason that misfired right there is because it didn't advance the next one. I knew it wasn't in there. If you don't believe me, scrub back in the video, you'll probably see it. That one's damaged, we'll save it for tabs. Putting 3-tab in is pretty easy. Line it up, keep your gap a little bit. Line it up, we'll piece that tab in, won't hurt anything. This is gonna be so much nicer. For repair work, I would never pick this gun just to do a roof install. It's gonna be way too much wear and tear on this. You'd be changing your batteries too much. What I'm really interested to find out with it is how much can you do on a battery? Like a little 2-amp battery, 3-4-amp battery. How much can you do squarage wise, square foot wise, bundle wise in relation to like that? So you know it's going to be beneficial for a 1 square repair. Or like the repairs I've done this past week that consists of maybe a 4-foot square, like a 4-foot area around a vent pipe or a leak or whatever. Stuff like that, if I can get it with a battery, that's great. One thing I'm not a fan of right now, just doing repair work, this sticks up a lot more than say my Hitachi gun does. You can reach your Hitachi in here, hitting this, but get under far enough. Raising this up, I'm barely getting past the reveal line, that dirty drip groove right there. Now if it's warmer, it's not a big deal. It's not a huge negative. We're gonna utilize the, did bring up another little battery. Trying to get my straight blade. I want to salvage that tab for right there and then grab a couple more of these. I might have to go down and get more. This homeowner only has 1 bundle of this. 3-tab is getting hard to find now. It's not discontinued, but it is getting hard to find. So he got a bundle, said he had enough. I don't think this will quite be enough if he wants me to replace all that. It'd be close, I don't know, we'll see. Okay, that one's a little fractured the mat. We're gonna put another one close to it. That can be a combination of how hard you're pushing down, resistance instead of letting the back kick back, and the depth of the cone too. It spools up quick. Tabber. I'm liking it. There's a little bit, I mean, aside of being a little bit of a bigger gun, it's not much heavier, but the trade-off of not tugging a hose and setting it up, this thing's definitely gonna be nice. But one of the other things I'm not used to when it is spinning, trying to manipulate the gun, it is that weird feel. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, gyroscopic precession, or maybe you've heard of it but don't know the feel, 2 things come to mind. If you ever dealt with a computer and you take an old school hard drive out when it's running, or maybe a portable hard drive, not electronic, but the disc spins, you can feel it. Or maybe you've spun a bike tire in your hands and you've tried to do this with it. That's what I'm talking about. And it's not too much that I'm like, oh, I can't do this by any means. It's just something I'm not used to after 23-ish years of roofing. Damn, I'm one shingle short. I'm gonna have to go down to get a shingle. I'm gonna pause the video or cut this out. You'll see me right back. We'll get this wrapped up. Or maybe we'll just fast forward. Or hell, we'll do a little commentary on the way. Never try to waste energy. So if you're going back to the truck to get something, take stuff back you're done with. Take trash with you. I'm just gonna grab the other bundle. Or not the other, but the rest of it. So these were sitting up there when I brought the ladder over there. Oh, somebody left me a little Christmas gift here. Well, that's cool. Thank you. Oh, this back is saying, dude, you gotta quit. You've done this too long. I don't know. I think this old body's got another couple years left in it. I'm ready to retire. My goal is to retire in 2 more years. For those of you that are thinking 2 things right now: retirement in 2 more years, how old is he? And 2, the ladder. Yes, I know you want 3 rungs above, but this works for me. Get this just onto the pitch hopper. One shingle. Let's get this one wrapped up for you guys. So typically when you shove in, I mean, I just naturally just do this, but I'm trying to get better at like what I'm thinking in a split second from my experience to relay to you guys. When you're shoving a shingle in and you see how it got caught a second ago, and I tried to have to like flip it to go up under there, it's one of 2 things. Usually it's a nail sticking up, which that you don't want. You want to get in there, take them out like I explained earlier. The other thing, if it's a roof over, you're probably catching that layer of shingle under there, which isn't a big deal. You're probably catching this or the next one above it. That's why you just want to flip it, tug it, get your hand under there, lift it. In this case, it went up far enough, but this corner's not. Just flip it a little bit to get it up over that lip. And then line up your corners, keep your shifting pattern. This roof is kind of crooked here. This gun's badass. I think I'm gonna love it. This nail placement is not good. It's by no means the worst I've ever seen, but it's just not good. That one went in crooked. Alright, I always check my area, make sure I didn't miss anything. We're just about done with this upper repair right here. Next is sealer. This is an important part for no more than sealer cost. This is usually my go-to sealer right here. GEOCEL 4500 brand, works great for shingles, dark color, comes in black and white. We use it to seal shingles down. We use it to caulk certain things. Repair work to stick the shingles down because they're never going to seal again. Winter, things like that. This one is a little bit cheaper, and this is usually what I use on repair work because we don't need the high dollar stuff that we're using for new installs. It also activates, or not activates, it just works, it flows a little better in the cold weather. It's more viscous. So a tip, contractors probably know this stuff here, or anything that's thick and hard to caulk in the winter, throw it up on your dash while you're driving from job to job, and the heat on the dash heats this stuff up, works really good. Do be careful if you have a nice vehicle. Sometimes some brands I've seen get so hot they expand and pop or ooze out. You don't want to make a mess. But anyway, as far as sealing it, any of the shingles that are old, they've got to be sealed. Any seal strips you broke. So this one here, that's that hole I was telling you about. Shot already. I want to show you something you can do. Now, for those of you who are going to comment down below, oh my God, I can't believe the hack would do that. I'm just showing a homeowner something you can do to get by. You can simply shove a shim under there. So if you got a piece of flashing, shove it under there. Ice and water. In this case, I'm just going to use that broken shingle, that one tabber. It has this messed up part right here. We're going to cut it down just a little bit so it's not going to catch these nails and shove up through that center part. Where was it? Right here. This right here. So shoving it under this shingle should go up far enough you'll see it pass up under there. I want to go a little farther so you don't see this profile raised up down here. Once this is all said and done and laid down and sealed off, there is a solid piece of shingle under there. I don't normally do this, and normally I'd cut it out, but I want to show you. Yes, I did kind of forget about that. Otherwise I would have taken care of it when I was there, or honestly just cut it out. But some things you can do and the logic behind it, any water that gets in there just the way it is, hitting that solid shingle, running off and out, you can seal it, shove a piece of aluminum, change it. There's a lot you can do. That was more for just showing you. But back to sealing off. See, this one was in the truck toolbox. It's cold, it's thick. We're just gonna use it up real quick. Seal that, and then just a few dabs. When I'm doing 3-tab repair, I like my caulking to be on the ends of the tab and where the nail is. So it's gonna stick where that nail is fastened, and then these corners are gonna stick. And you're just gonna repeat that process on any of these shingles. That's very thick. Any shingles that are popped up. Otherwise they're gonna blow out. You know, I want to point something out real quick too. I had a nice conversation on the phone this morning when I was driving with John Abernathy with Tamco, and he and I were talking about cold weather installs, temperatures, things like that, and to why I'm wanting to show you this. When you're going into winter time, dust and debris, if you look right there by that seal strip, all of this dust and debris that's stuck up under here, that's like shell husk and debris from the farmers' fields when they're bringing in the soybeans and the corn up here. Dust, just general debris that coats in some of these seal strips. If you're putting them in before they've activated and sealed down to the roof, coats that. If you think, oh, what's that matter, it's going to seal. No, if it's not going to adequately seal and it gets covered with dust, what happens is that dust sticks to it and then it compromises it. Imagine taking a piece of Scotch tape, sticking it down in a dusty part of dirt, and then try to stick it on a paper. It's not going to stick. Just trust me, little detail like that. I mean, you think, based on what I showed you and presented you there, you take your logical thinking mind and think for yourself, and comment down below what you think. Is it BS? Will it still stick? Or, hey, there's some truth and validity to that. Instead of wasting time and showing you, just sealing this off. That's basically the same process. Go through, make sure you've sealed it off, and double check it, make sure you didn't miss any. We're at 28 minutes, so I did it within about 25 minutes or so. Walk to the truck, wasted time intro. So if you could give it a quick thumbs up, let me know what you like to see. And the true OG fans that like to watch this long form content, comment pitch hopper. I know you've watched this far into the video. Check the links out down below, and until next time, be safe. We'll see you then.